on over to my Instagram page or my Facebook page. Heavenly Head Wraps on Instagram and Queens Wear Crowns on Facebook. Right now we have this awesome limited edition. It's called Cuties in Quarantine. Right now we're providing full head wraps or headbands with your matching face mask. Yes, it's called the Cuties in Quarantine Edition. You don't want to miss it. And guess what? You can't even leave home without it. So head on over right now to my Instagram page where I have beautiful prints and different types of styles of head wraps or headband and your matching face mask. So you don't want to miss the Cuties in Quarantine experience. Hop on over. Talk to you soon.
Okay, guys, I hope you were able to see that commercial. Sorry if you couldn't hear it at first. We're still working through all these different things with having everything online. But I just actually wanted to open the chat a bit before we start our next speaker. I was just curious to see, like, what are some activities you guys have been doing during quarantine? What are some things that you've been trying to work on, or just ways you're trying to stay creative? I'd love to hear from you guys. Just put all those things in the chat and just talk a bit about, what you're doing during this time. And then I will introduce our speaker if after that. But, if you want, just tell us a bit about, what are you up to? I can go first. I'm just say what I've been up to. I've been editing videos all quarantine for fun. And I'd love to hear, like, what else you guys are up to. Oh, painting, that's so fun. I've seen a lot of really awesome watercoloring online too. That's been super cool. I'm not artistic in that way, so I'm very jealous. But painting is so fun. That's awesome. Let me see. I'll give it a bit more time. If no one else has anything, it's fine. We'll be here together for a while, so you can come in and out and just tell me what you've been up to later too. Ooh, teaching art classes and practicing Spanish. Oh, that's awesome. I used to take Spanish in school and I stopped, so I am no longer able to speak the language, let's just say that, but that's so cool. I'd love to get back into another language. I've been trying to do like Duolingo. That's been pretty helpful. Oh, and cooking at your favorite restaurant dishes. Oh, awesome. Well, if you've been cooking, then definitely stay tuned for Dr. Henry's segment later. She'll be doing a little cooking class that I think you guys will really enjoy. So now it's about time to introduce our next speaker. We're going to be hearing from Chanel McCord. She's the owner and clinical director and lead therapist of Oasis Counseling Center, and she's also the founder and CEO of Oasis Wellness Group. She actually received her Bachelor of Arts in Psychology from Seton Hall University and a Master of Arts in Professional Counseling from Liberty University. So through her practice, she actually seeks to assist in the restoration and healing process of adults, adolescents, children, and families through counseling, psychoeducation, mentoring, and wellness initiatives targeting the mental, social, and spiritual paradigms of one's life. And we know that mental health has just been such a big topic during this quarantine. It's so important to be taking care of yourself during this time and really checking in with yourself. And so we're so happy to hear from Chanel today. So I'm just going to turn my camera, turn my mic off, and hand it over right to her.
It's so good to be with you all today. First, I want to thank Carol. I want to thank Miss Rita. I just want to thank you guys for inviting me to be a part of this. I'm really excited to be a part of this. If anybody knows me, you know that talking about mental health is my thing. It's my passion. It's what I love to do. As Carol introduced, I won't go back into the introduction, but just so you guys know, my name is Chanel McCord. I'm a licensed professional counselor in the state of New Jersey, and I'm currently in operation of my second year of my counseling center. So I'm really excited about that, that God has blessed me with the opportunity to be able to help people in my way, in a way that He's called me to. Exciting news is that I actually just expanded my counseling center. And so with expansion, it's been great. It's been wonderful. So I actually had the opportunity to hire in 2 new therapists who are a part of what I'm doing now. So I don't have to do all the work myself. They are some phenomenal women. And so the reason why I mentioned that is because mental health is so needed in these days, and it can be hard to access services. And I have so many people reaching out to me, asking me about being able to be a provider for them and counseling them. And so now I don't have to do it by myself. And I'm so excited about it. And so I have 2 wonderful women who are working with me. If you guys are seeking counseling, we can talk about that at the end. I can try to hook you up with some services. But today I'm excited because I have the opportunity to talk to you all about tips on managing your mental health. everybody knows that we are living in a different day in a different time. As I talk to my parents, as I talk to my grandparents, I talk to many different generations and what's going on and how we're managing. And one thing is a common theme is that the generations who are alive today and on this earth today have not seen this place before. Like, this is such a new place for all of us, right? Being quarantined, outside being shut down, as they say, this is a new place for all of us. And so my encouragement for you all today is that while this is a new place for all of us, while it can be scary for all of us, rest assured that we are going to make it through and that you are not alone. I think sometimes when we go through situations like this, the first thing that we resort to is feeling alone and by ourselves. If you guys will give me a little bit of leeway here, I am a minister. And so I do believe in God, and I do believe in the power of the word of God. And so with that being said, we are going to make it through this. God has given us everything that we need on the inside of us in order to make it through. That's what most of us don't realize. We oftentimes feel disconnected, and especially in this time of social distancing. Social distancing, if we look at it in the wrong way, could actually mean isolation for a lot of people. And so we don't want to live in an isolated place. We want to make sure that we're finding connection in every way that we can during this time, to not be isolated, but to be connected and to be one during this time as well. And it's so important. We were created to be relational beings. We were never created to be alone. And so we'll get to all of that in a little bit in my presentation. But I just wanted to start it off by encouraging you all that everything you need in order to navigate this season, you already have it on the inside of you. Every skill, every piece of strength, every piece of joy, every answer is already on the inside of you. And I think that that's the unique thing about being a counselor and doing what I do, is a lot of times people will come and they will sit on my couch looking for advice, looking for my guidance, looking for me to tell them what to do. I have so many clients that have come in and just be like, all right, fix me, tell me what to do. Well, the hook, line, and sinker of it all is that as a therapist, our job and our goal is never to fix you, because guess what? We don't have all the answers. I am just not that smart. There's no therapist on this earth who is just that smart. I wish I was, because if I was that smart, or if I had a magic pill, I would be a billionaire right now. Do y'all hear me? I would be a billionaire. Okay, unapologetically a billionaire. But it doesn't work like that. The reality of it is, and the truth of counseling is that you already have the answers on the inside of you that you need to navigate whatever season, whatever space, whatever hardship it is that you're dealing with. The work of counseling and what counseling helps us to do is we help to bring it up out of the inside of you, right? We help you to tap into the spaces where your answers are so you can find the best answer for you. Because the reality is, I may not view or perceive life the way you do. It doesn't mean that your view is wrong. It doesn't mean that my view is wrong, right? So my job is to help you to tap into you, tap into the inside of you, and figure out what is going to work for you, what the answers are, right? And so that is the magic of counseling. That is the magic of having someone unbiased be able to help you through the process. So many people are afraid to attend counseling, and I just want to ease your fears right now. Just as we're talking right now, right during this time, I can't necessarily access my office, so I'm doing a lot of video counseling, or telehealth as it's called. Just as I'm talking to you right now, this is counseling. Guess what? This is counseling. This is a part of counseling called psychoeducation. So congratulations. If you tuned on today, you are getting a free session. You are getting a free session with me today. But this is counseling, right? There are different aspects of counseling. And so me even teaching you and educating you on some things today, this is psychoeducation. And so it's just as simple as a conversation. TV has messed us up, y'all. Hear me when I tell you, TV has messed us up. If anybody wants to be honest, if you've ever seen counseling done on TV, right, it's usually an old guy or older woman sitting on a couch with some glasses on, with the gray beard, with their legs folded, with a little notepad and a pen, right? And they say a word to you, and then you say something back to them, or you're sitting there laying down and the lights are real low and they're not really saying nothing, and they say, interesting. Tell me about that, right? That is not real life counseling. That is not how this works. It's not how any of this works, right? That is not how any of this works. And now, many different counselors have different orientations and they follow different ways, but don't be scared off by that notion. Counseling is as simple as a conversation and having a trained professional sit in front of you to help assess and evaluate, to help diagnose and then treat according to that diagnosis and the goals that are set. So if you were thinking about counseling, I want to encourage you, before we jump into all the material, I want to encourage you today to make sure that you not be afraid and you go out there. I want to offer you guys some resources from the very jump. There are so many resources out there right now that are so beneficial to you during this season while we're dealing with this COVID crisis that it would be a shame if you did not take advantage of them. First of all, if you have health insurance, third-party health insurance through your employer, most people don't know this. Many insurances, not all insurances, but while we're dealing with the COVID crisis, many insurances have actually waived all out-of-pocket costs. So what am I saying to you? If you typically have a copay, if you typically have a deductible or any kind of out-of-pocket cost, many insurances are waiving it and they're paying it 100%. So you can get counseling right now if you have, again, third-party insurances, like if you have an employer, you can be getting counseling right now for nothing out of your pocket. Right? Two insurances that I can tell you for sure that are doing this. If you have Aetna and if you have Horizon, those are the two that I know for sure are definitely waiving out-of-pocket costs, right? The other ones you have to check. But listen, this is a great opportunity. Maybe you're dealing with the worries and the anxiety of everything that's going on with COVID. Maybe COVID was just a triggering event for some other things you had on the inside of you, or maybe you just wanted to try this counseling thing out. Now you can do so with no out-of-pocket costs for you. Insurance companies have not yet established when that is going to end. I'm sure they'll let us know, but take advantage of it while you can take advantage of it. And plus, many therapists, we're now operating from home. We're operating online. So you can get it right from the comfort of your own home. So there's no excuses. The other resource that I want to offer to you is called an EAP. It is the Employee Assistance Program. So through your employer, if you have medical insurance, right? Most medical insurances come with an EAP, Employee Assistance Program. EAPs are such great programs and most people don't take advantage of them. There are so many resources that come along with EAPs. Like you could be getting discounted gym membership, financial counseling. There's so many things that come along with it. But one of the golden things that comes on with EAP, and this is during COVID, this is all year round. This is no matter what. All EAPs offer you and sometimes family members, immediate family members in your home, a couple of free counseling services. That's right. A lot of EAPs will offer you anywhere between 3 to 5 sessions. Again, take something to take advantage of that won't cost you anything because it's included in the package that you got, right? And last but not least, I also want to offer the research. Has anybody heard of Taraji P. Henson? I can't hear you guys, but I'm assuming that you guys are talking back to me. And yes, you have heard of Taraji. Well, she actually has a mental health foundation called the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation. That's right. It's called the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation. And she has, last year I had the opportunity to attend her Can We Talk mental health conference, and it was phenomenal. Being around so many stars and so many big wigs, if you will, actors and singers and so many other people who are being advocates for mental health. Well, through her foundation, she started as of the 15th of this month, so just 3 days ago, it's called the Free Virtual Therapy Campaign. So she is offering free virtual therapy, and she is, let me not say she, the foundation, the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation is picking up the bill. So you go onto the website, it says register here for the virtual therapy campaign. You go onto the website, you register, you have to find a provider in your home state, you're connected with a provider, and you get 5 sessions on the foundation. Free. doesn't cost you anything. The foundation is picking up the bill for you. So, I mean, there's just resources out there, y'all. It would make no sense not to get the help that you need. Oh, and my last resource, of course, is Oasis Counseling Center. I am still open for business. I do take insurance, although I am a little bit full, but like I said, I just hired 2 clinicians who are ready and willing to step in and help you all. And the beauty of it is that I'm offering reduced rates with my new clinicians. So you are getting about $40 to $50 off of my top rate in order to get counseling and booking with my my new clinicians, Ambriel Smith and Sylvie Saintis Osias. So that's a big deal, y'all. I'm talking about $40 to $50 off of the top rate for counseling. So that is a major discount right there. So there are resources out there. I just wanted to start it off with that to let you guys know. So what I'm going to do now is I have a PowerPoint so that I can stay on task and I can stay on task and lead you guys through. So I'm going to start that PowerPoint. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you all. All right, here we go. So again, I've already introduced myself, so I'll go ahead and I'll skip that formality. And I'm going to be talking with you today about taking care of your mental health. And I would like to say a lot of it is taking care of your mental health during COVID. No, this is taking care of your mental health every day of your life. These tips that I'm offering you are going to help you for every day of your life and what it is that you're dealing with. So first thing to understand that mental health is your wealth. Mental health is your wealth. Listen, mental health is just as important as your physical health. And in many ways, it's more important. One of the things that as a therapist, if you will, that grinds my gears is that people will jump up and we will run to the doctor if we sneeze, if we're feeling a little itchy, if we're feeling a little scratchy in our throat, we will get up and we will run to the doctor and we will take care of our body because we know that we get one body and taking care of our body is so important. But I come across so many people who are dealing with mental health issues. They're dealing with mental health concerns and they will not go see a therapist. Understand this, y'all. While all therapists are not doctors, and you don't necessarily need to be a doctor to be a therapist, right? Understand that going to a therapist is the same as going to the doctor to take care of your physical health. Just in a way you get one body is the same exact way that you get one mind. Oh, come on, somebody here. You get one mind in this life. You get one mind. I'm going to say that one more time because I feel like I need to. You get one mind in this life. My question for you is, what are you going to do with that one mind that you get? It is important and it's imperative that you take care of your mind, right? And so a lot of people don't realize there are actually a lot of mental health issues and concerns that come as a result of, physical health issues and concerns that come as a result of your mental health. There's a whole host of disorders called somatic disorders. And what somatic disorders are is that these are physical, bodily, physiological issues and concerns that a person may experience in their body, and the doctors cannot find a physical root or origin as to why the person is having these issues, right? And so what it is it becomes a somatic concern. And what that basically means is that there's mental turmoil that is causing physical concerns and issues. How do I know? Listen, think about stress and anxiety. Stress and anxiety are mental health concerns, right? But they manifest in our body. It comes with the heart racing. It comes with, having tummy aches. A lot of parents, your child may constantly be complaining of tummy aches and you don't know that there's nothing wrong. You're taking them to the doctor can't find something wrong. Well, then maybe you need to take your child to a therapist, or maybe yourself is dealing with tummy aches and you don't know why you've been to the doctors, they can't find something wrong, because it may be anxiety related. It may be mental health related. And so your mental health is your wealth. It's just as important as your body. Loss of mind equals a loss of peace, a loss of stability, a loss of everyday functioning, and a loss of control. Listen, when you lose your mind, so to speak, you are not at peace. You feel unstable in life. It's harder to function. What do I mean with functioning? You're finding it hard to get up and get dressed just to get going. You're finding it hard to clean your house. You have no motivation to take care of your everyday hygiene, right? That's a loss of functioning. And a loss of mind makes you feel like you're losing control in life. And as people, control is so important to us because it's control that helps us to operate. Honestly, a lot of mental health issues and concerns come when we feel like we're losing control. We feel like we don't have a grasp on things that are happening in life. So a loss of mind equals a major loss in so many areas of your life. And when your mind is right, your life is right. If anybody wants to be honest, when your mind is right, your life is right. When things are not right in your mind, when you're feeling all kinds of unrest and unpeace and instability and those things that we talked about before, it's hard for you to just have a good life. When you're dealing with depression, when you're dealing with anxiety, those things become at the forefront and they overtake you. And so it's hard to just enjoy life, right? And so when your mind is right, your life is right. And truly, your mental health is your wealth. It is the greatest wealth that you can possibly have in this life, because you can have all the money and you can have all the possessions, but guess what, y'all? Here's a reality. There are rich people, there are billionaires, there are actors and there are stars and big people that we know who have a lot of money, and they are struggling. They are killing themselves, right? They're succumbing because they have mental health concerns that are unchecked and untreated. So if you truly want to have wealth, you want to start with your mental health. I like that. That kind of rhyme. Y'all like that? If you truly want to have wealth, you got to start with your mental health. I'm about to coin that. Don't nobody steal that from me. All right. So let's jump into it. So a couple of things that you guys want to know is routine. While we are dealing in these COVID times, while we're dealing with the everyday, what's going on in these COVID streets, as I like to call them, because they are the COVID streets, if you will, routine is everything. Why? Routine is a matter of your daily functioning. In order for you to function at your top, in order for you to function the best level of function, if you will, you have to establish a routine. If anybody has any experience in working with children with autism, or maybe you have a child that's autism or a family member, I actually worked in a group home for 2 years. I ran a group home with children and adults who had different level of intellectual disabilities, as we would call it, intellectual developmental disabilities. I want to make sure that I get it right, as we call them, right? And so if anybody knows on an autism spectrum, when their routine is thrown off, it messes them completely up. Well, guess what, y'all? Those who have intellectual developmental disabilities are not the only one who are off balance when their routines are off. It counts for kids. It counts for us as adults every day. We function best when we have a routine. See, because it's the everyday and it's the mundane and it's what we do, we don't realize how it's actually helping us to function better, because it's just what we do. But you want to have a routine. Your routine keeps you balanced and it establishes normalcy. While outside is not open, outside is closed down, right? You want to have a certain level of normalcy. And so if you get up at a certain time and you brush your teeth and you exercise, you should still get up at a certain time, brush your teeth and exercise as your morning routine, and then move into the rest of the day. When you don't have a routine and you're just flying by the seat of your pants, as my grandma was saying, when you're flying by the seat of your pants, it really, really, really makes it difficult and it makes it hard for you in order to function well throughout your day. So you want to establish a good routine for yourself. Next, stay productive. Now, there are two definitions of being productive as it pertains to your mental health: the act of doing and the act of being. The act of doing in productivity, that's the get up and going, that's the exercising, that's the I'm creating my business, I'm making slides, I'm doing research, I'm doing schoolwork, right? That's your traditional definition of productivity, right? And that definition of productivity is just as important, because you want to keep moving. Again, we just talked about routine, we just talked about normalcy, we just talked about being established, right? So you're not thrown off in your balance, right? So that level of productivity, it keeps you going. That means that you're moving and you're shaking, right? But then there's another definition of productivity. This definition of productivity has more to do with an act of being as opposed to an act of doing. So again, I'm gonna say that it is an act of being versus the act of doing. So this is that hidden definition of productivity. This is that I am, and so therefore I am productive. What do I mean? We have to be careful in making sure that we're balancing what productivity looks like. We cannot be on 100% go, 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 go. What happened was when we first got the first 2 weeks, right? Because this thing rolled out in 2-week increments. When we first got the first 2 weeks, so people were just like, yo, I've been wanting to write a book. I've been wanting to start the business. There's so many things I've been wanting to do. And we started hitting the ground running like there's no excuses. We finally got time. Yay. But then by the time that 2 weeks was coming, 2 weeks turned into a month. And then a month turned into 6 weeks. And now we don't know when outside is opening back up, right? And so then what happened is that level of productivity started to come down because we started to realize we were operating on that extra energy. We were just operating on adrenaline. But now that adrenaline is coming down because now being quarantined, being locked down, it's starting to become part of our normal, right? They say it takes 21 days to build a habit. Well, we're well past 21 days. And so now it's starting to become a part of our normal. And so that definition of productivity is that we have to learn sometimes, as the picture says, being lazy to be productive because you still need to get your rest. You are being productive if you decide one day, I just need to lay down on the couch and do nothing and watch TV all day. If that's what your body needed at that time in that moment, then you too are being productive, right? Moving right along, staying active. Just say no to being sedentary. Okay, so I contradicted myself because in the slide before, I just said there are going to be days when you just need to sit down and be a bump on the log. Yes, but don't allow that to be your everyday. You have to move your body. Guess what, y'all? When you are active, when you are moving your body, when you're getting healthy exercise, when you're getting outside, when you're getting fresh air, that also helps you with your mental health. When you are sedentary, it brings you into a more sullen, depressive state. So you want to move, utilize your resources and move it. One of the things that the governor said during this time, he said that outside is not closed. Now we're saying outside is closed. Stores are closed, businesses are shut down with social distancing, but outside is not closed. Go for walks, go for runs, get some fresh air. Do what I call TV laps. There are times that I'll put on a TV show and I'll do laps around my living room. I'll do laps around my house while I'm listening to the show, a 30-minute show, an hour show to make sure I'm moving my body. Have dance parties in your house. Do a YouTube exercise video. Do family movement challenges, right? Challenge your family to operate and exercise together through some random movement challenges, push-up challenges, plank challenges, whatever it is, just make sure that you're moving. Coping. You want to make sure during this time that you are coping effectively. There is a difference between constructive coping and destructive coping. Constructive coping is those positive things that we do that's not going to cause us any other issues or concern. Destructive coping are those coping skills that we have that are not good for us. So constructive coping skill, going for walks. Destructive coping skill, drinking, smoking, or utilizing drugs, right? You want to make sure that you're establishing constructive coping skills for yourself during this time. And if you have any destructive coping skills or started any, you want to make sure that you begin to decrease those because they will cause other issues and concerns for you down the road. During this time, we also have to work to establish new coping skills. Listen, one of my coping skills was going for massages. I have a monthly package. I can't go for massages now. So now I have to figure out what can I do in my house? What do I have accessible to me that I can cope with and that I can utilize? Remember, practice makes permanent. One of my high school teachers used to say, practice makes permanent, not perfect, it makes permanent. When you start utilizing your coping skills, it may feel silly when you first started it, but you have to keep doing it in order for it to work. The more you practice a thing, the more it becomes the permanent response when you need it. And I know I'm moving through. I'm going to make sure I keep my time. And finally, y'all, we have to learn to mind your business. What am I saying? Minding is the act of attending to. We have to attend to our business. And I'm not talking about mind your business. Like, I'm not talking about that. Like, girl, mind your business. I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about, girl, mind your business. What is your business? There are, I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 8 dimensions of wellness that have been established by Sam Hessa. They are a mental health and substance abuse organization. So the areas of minding your business, you want to mind your emotional health. You want to make sure that you're minding your financial health. You want to make sure that you're tending to your social health. You want to make sure that you're tending to your spiritual. Even if you're not necessarily a Christian, we all have a sense of trying to establish meaning in life. Make sure that you're minding to your occupational health, right? What satisfaction do you get from work? Minding to your physical health, like we said, your movement. Intellectual health, make sure that you're stretching your brain and that you're training your brain in all things. Your environmental health, what's going on around you? Are you in a healthy environment, a healthy home environment, right? Get some feng shui in your atmosphere, right? So those are the areas of minding that you need to do in order to make sure that you have a healthy sense of self, right? I want to say those one more time so you guys can write these down, because these are so important. These are the areas of your life that your therapist, when you go to counseling, will be helping you to work on. And some of us, if we're honest, we have a couple of these areas that we need to work on. And most of us have a couple of these areas that we haven't even considered before. So again, it is emotional, financial, social, spiritual, occupational, physical, intellectual, environmental. And make sure that you're doing everything that you need to do to make sure all those areas of your life are in balance. If any one area is out of balance, it throws every area of wellness for yourself out of balance, okay? And so I have come to the end of my time, but I want to introduce you guys to a couple of my products. So as you see, I'm rocking my Mind Your Business shirt I have now. It's my first shirt that I came out of, and it's just a reminder for us to mind, to us to tend to our business, those 8 areas we just talked about. And my most popular selling shirt, this for mental health is for the culture shirt. I also, encourage you guys, if you're looking to support some small businesses during this time, if you're looking for reminders in your clothing, reminder apparels in order to take care of your mental health, I encourage you. My shop, you can go to bit.ly/shop Oasis Essentials. It'll take you right to my online store where I have some good product. The other product I want to introduce you to is called I wrote mental health journal. This journal is meant to be like your first 3 to 5 sessions, right, of a counseling session. It is guided activities and guided practices that you can do on your own in order to figure out where you are and where you need to be in your mental health. It's called Your Journey to Mental Wellness, a Jumpstart Journal. It's a very small journal, very simple to do, guided activities that targets goal setting, it targets coping skills, it targets you writing out your narrative and what your story is, what areas. It targets affirmations, learning to affirm yourself, and it also targets you tackling those negative thoughts as well as those negative emotions and learning how to reframe them. So again, I invite you all to head on over to my shop, bit.ly/shop Oasis Essentials in order for you to get your apparel or your Jumpstart Journal. And I promise you that the Jumpstart Journal will be a blessing to you. And I am personally helping lead people through that. And so if you purchase one, you can just feel free to contact me to be able to, so I can help guide you through. Lastly, I'm going to ask if you would follow me on Instagram. I can be followed at Oasis Wellness Group. Everything that I have going on is there, as well as information about my counseling center, or you can follow me on Facebook at A Wellness Counseling Center and Wellness Group. I hope that this was a blessing to you all today. I hope that it was helpful for you all today. I don't want to mess up anybody's flow, so I'm not sure, Carol, you can let me know. I will go ahead. I'm going to stop this screen share.
Yeah, perfect. This is perfect. You ended right on time, but we're fine. We have a couple more minutes, so.
It was phenomenal. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I just want to come
Absolutely. I know I kind of ran through that really quickly. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure I kept time.
Oh, no. This was phenomenal. I just want to say really quickly that I just hope that you guys are motivated to do your own perhaps conference, perhaps at your church, your own mom group. This time has really been crazy for a lot of people. We've been talking to a lot of people who are just sad, they're depressed, people who aren't with their parents, and they luckily I'm just so thankful. My father lives 10 minutes from me. I see him every day. We go on the porch and we wave, give him some food. But for those of you who can't do that, it would be awesome. Get your friends together. Call Chanel up. Call Jamie up. Say, hey, you know what? We want to do a quick makeup thing, 15 minutes. Or call Chanel and say, listen, my friends are sad. Can we get together just 15, 20 minutes? It doesn't have to be a full-blown conference. We just really want to inspire you guys to take what you see today and just do it yourselves. It can be on a smaller scale or larger scale. I just wanted to say that very quickly, just hit my heart as Chanel was talking, that we really have to stay together and stick together. Women are the backbone of the families. We just are. And we do so much for our children. We do so much for our spouses. And we have to take care of ourselves. So whether that's through looking good, our mental health, what we're eating, exercising, whatever it is, we really have to stick together. And I just hope, again, this inspires you to take this, contact our speakers. We don't own them. We're here to say, please take them out, show, contact them, and just do this yourself with your little friend group.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chanel, so much.
This is so important.
You're welcome. I actually just put in the comments, I host a weekly support group for free. It's a weekly support group on Wednesday evenings via Zoom, because I know this time is difficult for people in coping. I've already had, quite a people sign up, and it's been a blessing to me as a facilitator, but it's completely free. It's 30 minutes. We sit down, we talk, we do some mindfulness together, and it's just a free, non-judgmental space in order to vent and talk about what's going on as we're dealing with this COVID crisis. So I just put the link in the comments. If anyone wants to sign up, we meet weekly on Wednesday evenings from 8 to 8:30 for now until the foreseeable future.
Oh, and someone asked, could you reshare your social media and everything like that too, just so they have it?
Yes, I will put it in a comment.
Okay, awesome. That's perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, this was perfect.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.